Hey y'all, this is Cindy. I'm the Tireless Tangler. I want to welcome you to my channel. This is day 104 of our Year of Zentangle challenge this year. Today we are doing a cool brand new pattern by my friend Jody Genovese CZT. She has, I think the article on tanglepatterns.com said she had 19 different patterns on there. I can't even comprehend, and I know there are people that have even more. So, where am I at? This is going to be a lot of fun. Now, it looks complex. It's really not. It's easy, it's fun, and it's all about the shading and contouring. So I was working on this tile. I didn't quite get it finished yet, but this is what it looks like. It's all about some wavy, loopy lines and the shading. So you guys are going to enjoy this. This is the perfect thing to stick in a spot where you don't know what to put in there. It's really interesting. Okay, now before we are working on an original Zentangle tile, the white ones or off-white ones, and just using black and graphite today. Okay, although this might be a lot of fun to shade with color. Something to think about. All right, so I want to do a fun border today. Okay, and Carlita says she made an ink tints background for this. This is going to go great over that. Hi to Charity and Lisa and Carlito and Carla Joe and PJ and Marilyn and Angela and Charo. Hola, Charo. ¿Cómo estás? All right. And I know I saw Valerie here, so bonsoir to Valerie. All right, so I'm using my Zentangle pencil today. Hopefully I won't get into too much trouble with the graphite. And speaking of graphite, we are going to start by putting dots in each of our four corners. And PJ, I saw your question earlier, and I am going to answer it as soon as I get to the right place, okay? All right, so I want to do a fun border today, so I'm going to let myself go a little bit crazy. It isn't going to matter what your border looks like. I guess I could turn this, couldn't I? Making this harder than it has to be. All right. So make it look whatever way you want it to look. Okay. Now, here I want to put a big loop in here. But that's me, and if you don't want to put a loop in, I know some of you are anti-loop, that's okay. So I'm going to do mine just like this. All right. Can everybody see okay, hopefully? All right, I'm going to go back with my black pen. Now, we could put a string in this and do this tile like this. In little sections, but I really enjoyed working on it larger, and so I think this is what I want to do with you guys today. This was very relaxing, actually, once I got used to it. So let's get started. This looks more complex than it is, and I noticed that the step out looks a little confusing, but yeah, it's not too bad. So I'm going to start, I think I'll start over here. And I'm just going to make some loopy, wavy lines. So I'm going to come from this line. And each time I come up, I'm going to try to run into that string line. And coming down. You are just going to put as many wiggly, roundy, loopy things in here. Now, you don't have to go all the way up. In fact, I think I will stop doing that. You can do it like this. And that will allow you to have room to do funky things over here. Nobody's is going to look the same as anyone else's. It's just going to depend on where you put your little lumpy stuff. You can't get it wrong. Isn't that lovely? I love the you can't get them wrong ones. Okay, I'll fix that in a minute. All right. So now that you've gone around once, you want to look at how you can add. All right. So you want to close off each of these areas with, in Jody's words, something interesting, in some interesting way, she said, to close things up. And remember, you want a rounded look. So here, I can bring this up and just round it off like this. Okay. And we're going to have a bunch of lumpy stones. Okay. Aren't they all, Nancy says, aren't they all? You can't get them wrong. Not all of them, Nance. Some of them you definitely can get wrong. But yes, conceptually, that's what we want. So anywhere you have a dip or something and you want to add a little something fun, go for it. If I want to fill in my string as much as possible, I can do that. All right, so here's another gap. Jody says, look for the Ys. I don't think I got any Ys in here, so here's a Y. I think that's what she means. If you get these little things that look like Ys, that's what you start with. You just close them off. And then once you've closed off around one edge, and you want to turn your tile and do the other edge. So let's just look for little gaps that we can close in and figure out some fun ways that we can close them. So yeah, so I'm going to round this. River is growling, so there is no telling what we may end up with here in a minute. Simba is napping. I have no idea. I have no idea what's going to happen. So we're just sort of sectioning these off. Now, one idea is to section them off low, right? And then we could add something else up here if we want to. These end up looking like toes. Whoops. Can we not, please? These end up looking like toes to me. So, you know, make them fun. Well, shouldn't have done that. But you can't get it wrong, Cindy, so go for it. Yeah. All right, so I think I'm going to make this one down here. Just any little holes, close them in whatever interesting way occurs to you, which is nice, right? Now, Christiana feels like watching and then drawing might be a good plan. I really want you to know that nothing you do can be wrong with this. Even you want the rounded stuff. You want things to be, you want your edges to be round, but you really can't get this wrong. This down here looks like it should end here. And maybe I'll just add another one up here. I don't want a lot of gaps, but a few is not going to be a big deal. Okay, now I've done all the way around this edge here, right? So now I'm going to look at the other edge around this outer edge. Hi, Petra. Thank you for the super sticker. And PJ, I saw your super sticker earlier. Thank you so much. So PJ was asking in chat about the shiny gray stuff that you get when you use your graphite pencil. And PJ, that is an issue that I have constantly because of the lights that I use when I film. So this is a graphite issue. It may help if you lower the amount of graphite that you're using, But like if you are using a 2B pencil, you might switch to the F pencil. But it's really an issue with graphite. So that is why you will frequently see me using my black Verithin or a black colored pencil of some kind, or like the Sketch and Wash was attractive to me because I knew that once I put it on there, I was not going to have that shiny issue with it, right? So that the shiny thing is a big problem with graphite. It's one of the downsides of using graphite. And okay, so in this gap here, I'm going to make this come out and do something crazy. Haha. I'm just going to put some more in here like that, right? So the graphite thing. So my suggestion is that if it's bugging you, look at the type of pencil that you're using first, and then see about using a colored pencil like a Verithin in black to shade. You can get a darker shade with that, and it still blends nicely with graphite. All right, I'm going to go ahead and fill these in. And you can leave these, but I sort of liked the way this looked when I filled it all the way in to fill the string. So, you know, do what you like. So this interesting shape here, what can I do with this? I'll just divide it like that. There's another one of those Ys. Here. Yeah. So does this make sense to you guys, or is it confusing? I kind of want to know. I had to play with it a little bit, but you just draw your wavy loops, and then you fill in the tops, and then you fill in the bottoms, and you're done. Then there is rounding and shading. Probably not supposed to be done that way, but again, no mistakes, right? I know Jody's not going to care. So now, whoops, I got a couple more here, don't I? I'm just going to bring that around. So you're just making loopy lines, filling in the tops, filling in the bottoms, and then we're going to round and shade. Simple, easy peasy, right? I think I'll leave that. All right. So once you have filled your space, whatever space you want that to be, and this is why I wanted to use the weird, they do kind of look like ghosts. This is why I wanted to use the weird funky edges, because that would just add to the coolness of this, right? Okay. So now we're going to go around here and we're going to round all of these little edges. So anywhere where these come to make this little V shape, or they have a little corner, you're going to put ink in. Okay. Any place where there's a little gap, we're just going to round those off. I'm very tempted to get out a Verithin and shade with color and see what happens. It might be fun. I don't recommend shading something like this with a regular colored pencil, simply because the blending can be difficult. But you can certainly use like a charcoal pencil if you want, or a, what am I thinking? A pastel pencil, something like that. So this I'm just going to ink in any of these spaces where where I've left a spot that's weird, I'm just going to ink them. I don't think that's in the step out. That's just a me thing. But then I was weird with mine and I left little gaps here and there, but I don't mind. I think it's going to look cool. I know it's going to look cool. And see just that little bit of rounding. See what a big difference that makes here? I'm not sure. Can you guys see that okay? All right. Got to catch up with everybody. All right. I think this looks great. All right, so here we are. And as always, keep turning your tile. Nancy Pierce, I have been singing The Sound of Silence in the disturbed way for the last 2 days. I can't get it out of my head. That is awesome. I added it to my Spotify playlist. So I noticed in chat, several of you have mentioned not feeling well or being in some way infirm. And so I wish all of you to feel better soon. All of you who are tired and weary, pick up your pen. It will give you some rest. The Disturbed song is awesome, isn't it? I'd give anything if I could play it. I'll have to look and see what the copyright thing on that is. I'm sure that's now the original Simon and Garfunkel. I think we could have permission to play that, but then they would monetize the video for themselves, which is fine. But you know, I don't want to give everything away because of the song. So I still have to feed that kid. Holy cow, he eats a lot. He has gone from barely eating to now eating 3 times what I eat. Of course, now, to be honest, I don't eat much. All right, well, this went south in a very fast, scary way. So I'm going to leave that alone and move on. Someone in chat, Carla Joe, said David Disturbed's voice is awesome. He was trained as a cantor. I believe it. I believe it. He has a terrific voice. And as a trained singer myself, I know what I'm talking about. And I could see why Paul Simon was stoked about his version. It's very, very good. And that's something I've listened to it like 4 times today already. Which could be why it's stuck in my head. It could be why. I admit it. Although how we went from being a cantor to Disturbed, I don't know. But I'm sure there's a story there. Carlito, hi, welcome. Hi, Taz. It does kind of look like that. Taz says it looks like a person in bed with wild hair and a blank space where the face should be. It kind of does look like that, doesn't it? I kind of love the way this works. And it's really relaxing because you don't have to think a lot, which, you know, is always a plus with me. Oh, Ms. Oscara says she does not like Disturbed's version of that song. I don't understand why. it's pretty awesome and intense. I think those words, you know, Paul Simon, what a poet. Gosh. I mean, even the da 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 feeling groovy. The words and the poetry with that are just amazing. I mean, just yeah. I am always wowed by by people that are creative in certain ways, and poets are one. People that can express themselves so exactly with words are, you know, is something that I try to emulate. I love being exact and descriptive when I speak, although to varying degrees of success. And I am always admiring the people that are incredibly gifted, like Paul Simon was with words. And he had some really important things to say. Of course, that was the 60s and the early 70s, and there was a lot going on in the world right then. Of course, there's a lot going on in the world right now. And I am praying for peace everywhere. The world does not need more conflict. I had so hoped that COVID would cause people to step together and work together for the common good. And at least in our country, that did not happen. And it makes me sad. It makes me sad. It makes me despair for the world sometimes. I suppose that's normal, huh? Oh, yes, Angela. Yes, Angela. Smokey had a great idea. What's up? What's the idea? Did I miss it? Pam is singing Doa Dear. Yes, Christiana and Angela, I'm here. What's up? Speak to me, ladies. Can I yell back? Angela! Christiana! I'm still here, guys. Still waiting. Smokey. What was Smokey's idea, guys? Oh, Cindy, you could make a Spotify list for the group. You could make it public, then you can all listen. Hey, that is a great idea. You guys all have Spotify? Or if you don't, it'd be worth it. You can follow the playlist for free. Now, if you don't pay for it every month, then you get commercials and such, but still, I would love to have a group playlist. Hello, lamppost, what you knowin'? Well, at least we got off Sound of Silence, didn't we? Oh my goodness. People talking without listening. Yeah. That should be the theme song for the world right now. People talking without listening. Simba is having a big nap right now. What else? Thank you, Smokey. Sorry. There is a yes, you can draw freely on this. You can do what you want. There's no rules. It's just the rounding is cool, and it's going to give us an opportunity to have some really fun with shading. And yeah, so sort of got the rest of this wrapped up to this pencil line. So I might as well go all the way around. And if something encroaches, that's okay with me. All right, now Here. All right. Oops, didn't get finished with this, did I? Shiny graphite is the bane of my existence, just so you know, PJ. It is a real problem for me because of the light I have to use to record. So, all right. I haven't listened to the Pentatonics version of that yet. I just couldn't because I knew they couldn't be half as good as Disturbed, and that's I didn't want to be disappointed. Okay. Hello, Alicia and Pam and Debbie and Betsy. And Ren. Hi guys, how are you? Yes, that's true. No free apps. Okay, pencil. I really want my F pencil, but I couldn't find it, so I'm going to have to go really lightly. So my advice for this is to turn your tile a specific way, right? And decide what side you want to shade on. All right. So because I usually shade on the left, that's what I'm going to do. But you, of course, can shade wherever you want. So Nancy got the Carbothello chalk pastel pencils today and is saying they are vibrant, and she is so impressed. Now I'm going to have to look for those too. All right. So what you do, start on whichever side you want to shade. Put some graphite in right there. Treat it like we do the orbs a little bit. And just blend it out. Okay. And we've gone from flat to 3D there. Okay. Now, when you've got these weird shapes, you're still going to handle them the same way. Just a light line of graphite. We want to explore the contouring of the shape. Okay, but we're only going to shade one side. This is really good shading practice, and it is going to make this thing come alive. So Debbie Ward said that the Pentatonics version gave her chills. All right, I'll have to go listen to it. You talked me into it, Debbie. All right. Feeling groovy. Just follow the contours and the shape of your lines. Shade on one side. And now I am intentionally leaving a little gap of white along the edge. I have shaded it both ways. Let me show you the comparison here. I just like this way better. It's like a rim light, right? That you would have. I'm just not sure how realistic it is. So this one I shaded the way that I'm showing you right now, leaving a little gap between the line and the shading, right? This one down here on the bottom, I shaded right on the line, and you can do it either way. Either way is going to work. However, I just felt like this way was more effective for me, so that's what I'm going to do. And you guys, of course, can do as you like. So happy birthday to Sharon. Hi, Sharon. Happy birthday, girl. Happy 21st birthday. Is that what everybody wants? I'd go for 31st, but I cried through all of my decades. I'm about to be 60 and I don't care anymore. Thank God. I wasted so much time worrying about my age. And I just don't care. All right. Happy birthday to you. You know, I used to sing this operatic style in Italian, but I can't remember the words to Happy Birthday in Italian anymore. Next time Mimi comes, we'll ask her. Something about Felice, something. I don't know. Well, Kay, I have got you a wonky tangle for your wonky day. You're gonna love it. All right. So each one, now this, I went around too far, and I am going to have my little eraser available. I've got my Mono Zero around here somewhere, but you don't want to go around the corner, right? You can hint at the corner. You can sort of edge up to the corner, but you don't want to turn it, okay? You used to sing, Kathy says she used to sing bass in Sweet Adeline's. Oh, girl, I used to do so much stuff like that. I used to love singing barbershop stuff, you know, not barbershop for women, but yeah, Sweet Adeline's kind of thing. They always wanted me to sing soprano. I always wanted to do alto because, or tenor, because it's so much more interesting. I get bored with the melody, so I would want to do the harmony. Now y'all really got me singing. Okay, so look at this one now. So I shaded on this side, right? I've shaded on this side in here, but now I have another edge, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of come in from about here where if our light source was over here, right? And this is the dark side, right? Here's our light source. So we're going to have another dark side right here, but it's not going to go around this. It's going to come from the top down. Now, I'm probably overthinking this shading thing, but if you really want to learn how to shade, this is the kind of practice that you need. Of course, with that 2B pencil, I'm getting a lot of graphite here, which is why I use an F pencil. Feliciano. I don't know how to sing it. Charo, how do you do it in Spanish? Happy birthday in Spanish. All right. Gael, bonsoir. How are you this evening? I love my ladies from France. Is the Netherlands on the same time as Central Europe? Should be, shouldn't it? I have a lot of followers in the Netherlands, but I don't think we've ever had any in here. I turned the corner. I know. Here comes the eraser, do you see? Yes, I do that sometimes. It's the 2B pencil. To be or not to be. It's not to be. Yeah, I'm trying not to turn the corner. Sometimes it's difficult. Especially when the corner changes places, right? Oops. Okay, so up here, do a little bit, but not around this corner. I don't want to do that. Don't ask me why. Just intuiting this. There, like that. Perfect. All right, next one. I mean, I cannot express how lightly I'm touching this because I'm so bad with this graphite. All right. Okay, so I'm going to have to think this whole middle section through. All right, let's catch up. Don't talk about my corner turning, women. I'll just worry about yourselves. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. So the Carbothello pastels are awesome, Hunnids. Now you got me wanting to go to Amazon. And I do have a gift card to spend over there. Thanks to you guys using my store to purchase your Amazon things, supplies. That helps me out. Amazon sends me a gift card every now and then to say thanks. All right. Let's buff this out a little bit. Now, I'm normally not big on the erasing thing with shading, but because of the 2B pencil and how I'm trying to contour this, yeah. You guys will love me anyway, won't you? All right. Now, if you turn your tile, then you can continue to do this, but it won't match with over here. So I'm trying very hard not to turn my tile, right? And to handle all of this in the same way. So I'm going to shade right here. Right here. I need to round that, don't I? And now here. Okay. This is going to be interesting. You might have noticed I started with a completely clean tortillon, and the reason for that is I don't want my graphite to be out of control down here. Simba, no puppy dreams in the middle of the live stream, buddy. They will forgive me, but I will feel bad about the earthquake shaking. All right, let me blend what we've got so far and see where we're at. Definitely gonna need my eraser on this. So this is what we're doing. It's like putting makeup on these. We're just contouring the shapes so that their best side is forward, right? Maybe not like that. But always careful to keep that on the same side, right? Funny what a little pencil will do for a drawing, isn't it? Makes a huge difference, doesn't it? How much are the somebody just priced the Carbothello pastels on Amazon. How much were they? I may not have that much. We have joy, we have fun, we have flowers in the sun. Carlito, what are you trying to accomplish with the songs, bud? Do you need me to sing Do a Deer? Because I can do the Sound of Music. I got my Julie Andrews thing. Remember, I sang in the opera. I can sing like that. So be careful what you start. Now they're singing in chat. These people are crazy, but you should come by. If you're watching the replay, you should come by someday when we're doing the live stream and just join in. Those crazy kids in there, they don't bother to draw. They just hang out with each other and act silly. We have our ringleader. We have dose ringleaders. I think they know who they are with the trouble. Yep, that's who. Carlito. And so how much was it? $65 for 36 pencils. I'll have to look at that. Do they have a bigger set than that? I'm curious. Which set did you get, Nance? We're talking about the Carbothello pastel pencils. Okay. All right. 65 for 36. $65 US for 36 pastel pencils. Well, I'm trying to remember what I paid for my generals. About $15 maybe a box. And I had to buy 2. And there's still one more that I can get. So, and I think there were, so I got a set of 24 for about $30, I guess. I'll have to double check the prices because I could be talking about something I don't know. What's for 60 pencils? I can't keep up with them. $135 New Zealand for 48 Carbothellos. Okay, interesting. All right. This is a good pattern for chatting with friends. You don't need that constant focus. So that's nice. So just come and hang out with some friends. You don't know anybody. They're a pretty cool group. You can be included pretty easily around here. Nobody's going to yell at you. Nobody's going to make fun of you. We love everybody. Our one rule around me is be nice. I hate people that can't be nice. Well, I don't hate anybody, but well, there might be a few. No, really. I'm not a hatey person. I don't have the need to be hateful, to feel hate. But there are people that stretch my ability to tolerate. All right. I think I'm about to the end of this. Blend this. And I had a couple of spots I wanted to add some more rounding in. Remember to use your tortillon in little circles if you're having trouble getting rid of lines. A really good way to soften your shading. Hopefully I'm still on the screen because I'm zoned out again. This is why they yell at me in chat, because they know if I don't see all caps going by Cindy, then I lose track. And that's a good thing. That's what I want. That's what I want for you guys that are watching, is to be able to draw and just chill out. Hang out with some people that like the same stuff as you. That is a biggie these days. Finding people that are of a like mind is really important. And in these days of COVID, it does not matter where in the world you are. We can all be connected to each other virtually, and that is a real blessing. I mean, a real blessing. All the bad stuff that comes around, all of that, but people are, I feel like, reaching out to each other more, and that's a great thing. Okay. All right. So if you are interested in joining our Zenders Facebook group, it is called Cindy's Zenders. Of course, you have to spell it right. Cindy, that is. And it's CYN. Oh, it's right there on the screen. Look at there, Cindy. So Cindy's Zenders, and that is the name of the Facebook group. Now, where's my pen? I had a couple of spots that I wanted to round. This one here. And this one. Okay. My stomach is gurgling. I'm being silly. For once, Simba is not causing trouble. He's just hanging. I'm gonna jinx myself. Remember, for those who are interested, we'll have a Zoom meeting next Tuesday afternoon, 1 hour before and 1 hour after the live stream. Not 1 hour after, as soon as the live stream's over. After the live stream's over. That's what I mean to say. All right. So if you guys are interested in getting to know each other face to face, hanging out, showing off art, and all that, we share information and art supplies and art and all kinds of fun stuff. Okay, I'm kind of loving this. This is kind of awesome. This it came out completely different from the last two too. So here's my sectioned one that you can do it that way. I didn't get finished with it. And here is my example tile. And it's different each time. This one's a lot more interesting. Linda says she thinks this is her favorite one lately. It might be my favorite one lately too. Thank you, Jody. And thank you, Nancy, for messing with me in the super chats. Thank you, girl. Oh my goodness. So you can see that depending on how you put your loops in and what mood you are that day and how big and loopy you are and all of that stuff, these are perfect. These are perfect, and they're all extremely different. Now, in the article on Tangle Patterns about this, Jody has a really pretty Zentangle on there where she used the sketch and wash in the background, and she used this around the edges for a border. So anytime you could use this in a ribbon. Just put your two string lines and stay between them. I mean, this is cool. This is cool. So if you're interested in joining the Facebook group that we have, Cindy's Zenders, Nancy Pierce has left the link in the live chat several times today. And so you should be able to find that. And if you want to, when you watch this, give it a day so that you can have the live chat available to you, then you can see what's going on in there. We just share our lives with each other, share our art and share our supplies and all that. So I love this. I think this turned out terrific. So I'm going to put my chop on there. Now, last time I saw that Christiana, I think, said that she feels like when she adds her chop, it's running her art. And I have to tell you, Christiana, I have frequently felt that way, but I have also continued to watch Maria Thomas put her chop in on beautiful things and not make it worse. So she puts effort into her chop as well. And so I have stopped trying to hide mine and just started trying to work it in someplace. So, you know, I've started focusing more on making it artistic than I am on hiding it, you know. You know, you should sign your art. People should know it's you. Here. There. Cindy, there are links in group I put up for you as well. Okay, honey, I'll come over and see what's up. Nancy has to poke me with a stick to get me to Facebook, so that's okay. That's her job. That's her job. Yes, don't forget, everybody, I'm taking the weekend off. Of course, I will be working. I'll be making videos, but it's my intention to get videos going again. I've just really run into constant issues with them, and so you know, I'm not going to give up on that because I know some of you really miss that, and so I'm going to do my very best to get videos back up for you. I forgot a couple of spaces here. Whoops, that's the wrong space, isn't it? Oh, yeah, I was turned the wrong way, wasn't I? See, don't turn your tile on this. Gray hair getting crossed. Yeah. You know, when I went blonde, it was when I went gray. When my hair color no longer covered my gray, that was when I turned into a blonde. Because at least I can blend the gray in with that. Right. All right. I think I did it okay. I think, what was I? Oh, yeah, over here. Just one more spot. Yes, I'm on my chop. My P is upside down in the efforts to chop my the parts of my name up. I put my P upside down and attached it to the C in some strange way. Yeah, it's upside down and backwards. P like this. Yeah. It does look like a D though, doesn't it? Oh well, sometimes I'm too clever for my own good, right? Totally turn the corner on this. Boy, this eraser sucks. Getting out my mono zero next. All right. Wow, we finished really early today. So a chop doesn't need to be your initials, Barbara. You could, for example, let's say you lived someplace where you had this symbol for your name, okay? And if you wanted to, you could then take this symbol and divide it up in some way, like diagonally, right? And so you'd have this on one side and this, maybe you could turn it upside down, and you see what I mean? So it doesn't have to be your initials, but it does need to be something that represents you, right? It could be a picture that represents you. It could be, you know, a pattern that you've chopped up and turned around in a specific way. I mean, it could be anything. So, but it needs to be an identifying mark that you can use to say, yes, that's my art. See, there's my mark right there, right? So that's, you know, they started doing that back in the time when people would steal art or forge art, and so the artists would put their mark right there on the front, so there was no doubt whose it was, right? Okay, So this turned out really cool. I like it. Okay, so tomorrow is Friday. I am trying for a video, but I cannot promise. And we're gonna see what happens. But something will be here at the same time as usual. Okay, either a video or me live. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your Thursday. And I hope this was as relaxing for you as it was for me. I had so much fun. Thank you guys so much for being here. Yeah, Allison says it's already Friday there in New Zealand. You're right. You are. You are. Okay. So I am going to call it a day early today and let you guys get back to your lives and head over to Facebook, the Facebook group, and see what links that Nancy has been leaving for me in there. And I hope that you guys will come and hang out with us. All right. So I'm going to see you tomorrow, whether it's live or a video. I don't know, but I will see you then. Okay. Thank you guys for being here.